Something shocking just happened, and almost nobody is talking about it the way it should be. In a recent interview, Bill Maher didn't hold back. He openly questioned what really went down between the US and Iran, a so-called ceasefire that might not be as simple as it sounds. Because here's the truth. This wasn't just about stopping bombs. It was about power, pressure, and a global game being played behind the scenes. Maher even took direct shots at Donald Trump, suggesting that decisions weren't just strategic. They were personal, unpredictable, and possibly dangerous. Think about it. If both sides agreed to stop attacking, then why does tension still feel so high? Why does it feel like this war never really ended? In the next few minutes, we're breaking down exactly what Bill Maher revealed, what it actually means, and the part of the story they don't want you to understand.
But I will tell you this, when the astronauts get back, the world will look so differently than when they left a week ago when we had won the war in Iran. Now we don't, well, actually, we have a ceasefire. We have a ceasefire, whatever that means. Yes. We came to an agreement with Iran. We agreed to stop bombing them, and they agreed to stop being bombed. So, you know, it's kind of mutual and, well, this happened after Trump. He runs this war by his posts, you know, and he posted that he was going to wipe out their whole civilization. And he said, you know what, I am not bluffing. Did you see what I did to Atlantic City? Oh, I kid the president. But, oh no, this guy, this Trump character, he ain't playing here. I mean, he also posted on Easter, he posted, open the fucking straight. That's not my fucking, that's his. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, you'll be living in hell. And then he finished it by writing, I swear to God, praise be Allah. But that was just to appeal to Gen Z. You know. But, you know, it's still all about this Strait of Hormuz, where we get all the oil. We need the oil. And, you know, apparently this agreement we have to save face and not, you know, kill everybody in Iran by pretending that it's open, although it's kind of not. Iran is charging a toll. It's $2 million to get in. Same as Disneyland. But have no fear, J.D. Vance, Vice President, wait, he's on his way, or maybe I guess he's there in Pakistan to work out a deal. That's where they're having the peace deal over there in Pakistan. And with Vance out of the country, Speaker Mike Johnson becomes second in line to kiss Trump's ass. So that's an important part of the... yeah, that's who's at the table over there in Islamabad, Pakistan. Vance and the Iranians, and I guess it's hard to sit across from the table with, you know, people who have called Trump reprehensible and an idiot and could be America's Hitler. And that's just J.D. Vance. No, he said those things. I'm not making that up.
So you just heard that. But here's where things get even more interesting. What Bill Maher is really pointing toward isn't just a political opinion. It's a much bigger pattern that we've seen before. Every time there's talk of a ceasefire, people assume the danger is over. But in reality, ceasefires often don't mean peace. They mean pause. A pause to regroup. A pause to rethink strategy. And sometimes, a pause before something even bigger happens. Now look at the situation with Iran. Tensions didn't just randomly appear overnight. This has been building for years. Power struggles, influence in the Middle East, and constant pressure between global forces. And when Maher brings Trump into the conversation, it adds another layer. Because Trump's approach has always been unpredictable. One moment, strong aggressive statements. The next moment, sudden decisions that change everything. And that's exactly what makes the situation so complicated. Because when leadership becomes unpredictable, the entire world feels it. Now here's the question nobody is asking clearly. If this was truly a step toward peace, then why does it still feel like something is unresolved? Why does it feel like we're just one decision away from escalation again? This is where things start to get real. Because behind every public statement, there are private negotiations. Behind every agreement, there are conditions we don't hear about. And sometimes, what's not being said is more important than what is. Bill Maher didn't just criticize, he exposed a mindset. A mindset where decisions aren't always about long-term peace, but short-term control. And if that's true, then what we're seeing right now might not be the end of a conflict. It might just be the setup for the next phase. So the real question is, are we actually witnessing peace, or just a temporary silence before the next storm? Let me know what you think, because this conversation is far from over.